Ever wish you could just, like, send a copy of yourself to that meeting you really don't want to go to?
Oh, yeah, tell me about it.
Well, we're not quite there yet, but AI is getting surprisingly close to, well, replicating us.
It really is fascinating stuff.
Like, we're talking AI that can almost perfectly mimic how you think, what you believe, even those little quirks that make you, well, you.
We call those simulation agents.
And get this. A new study from Google and Stanford found that they can create a pretty darn accurate AI replica of you, the listener, from just 2 hours of conversation.
Yeah, 85% accuracy in predicting your responses.
85%. That's incredible.
It really is.
So today we're taking a deep dive into this mind-blowing world of AI replicas. We'll look at how they're made, what they can do, and of course the big ethical questions they raise. You know, the stuff that keeps you up at night.
Definitely worth exploring.
Right. So how do they even begin to build these AI twins? I mean, it's not just a matter of plugging in your age and what you had for breakfast, right?
No, it's way more in depth than that. These researchers, they conducted these really thorough interviews, trying to capture someone's whole life story, their beliefs, opinions, you name it.
So, like, way more than just basic demographic.
Oh, absolutely. And what's really interesting is the structure of the interview itself. They designed it so people could really focus on what mattered most to them. Like, what are your priorities, your values? It's like a personalized blueprint.
Ah, so it's less about just gathering random data and more about understanding, like, the essence of a person.
Exactly. And the results, well, they're kind of mind-blowing.
So spill it. How accurate are these AI twins?
Well, they were shockingly good at predicting how their human counterparts would answer personality tests.
Like those online quizzes everyone takes.
Well, more like scientifically validated ones, like the Big Five. It measures traits like how open you are to new experiences, how agreeable you are.
Oh, right. So did the AI, like, nail the answers?
They did. And even more impressive, they were accurate on the general social survey questions. It's been tracking social attitudes for decades, covering, like, everything from politics to religion.
Wow. So we're talking about AI that can grasp your personality on a deep level, huh? But I'm guessing there's a catch, right? I mean, if people are complex, we don't always act predictably.
That's the thing. They excelled at capturing these static aspects of personality, but dynamic situations, those were a challenge. Like, say, predicting how someone would act in a game where they have to make economic decisions.
Ooh, like those games where you have to split money with someone, and you can either be generous or, well, not so much.
Exactly, like the dictator game or the trust game. In those scenarios, the AI's accuracy dipped.
Well, yeah, I mean, even WE have a hard time figuring out how someone will react in those situations. It's all about strategy and reading people, right?
Precisely. And that's where AI's current limitations come in. It's not quite there yet with those complex social dynamics and context.
So, okay, break it down for me. What's the tech behind all this?
It is a neural network, trained on tons of data about how humans behave and speak.
Right, so it's learning from, like, millions of conversations and interactions.
Exactly. But the real breakthrough here, the secret sauce, you could say, is the interview structure. It lets the AI create this personalized model of how someone thinks, their inner world. It goes way beyond just surface level stuff.
Okay, so we get how it works, sort of. But the big question is why? Why do we need these digital doppelgangers running around? What's the point?
Oh, the potential applications are huge.
Yeah.
Think about it. What if you could test the impact of, say, a new law or a product launch in a virtual world? See how real people might react, all without, real-world consequences.
So like a laboratory for human behavior.
Exactly. Imagine playing out different scenarios.
Yeah.
A new healthcare policy, a global event. We could see how people might respond, how their opinions might shift.
It's like a giant what-if machine.
In a way, yeah. And it could revolutionize so many fields: psychology, sociology, even economics. We could gain this much deeper understanding of human behavior, and that could lead to more effective interventions, better policies, you name it.
That's both amazing and kind of scary, Like, it's mind-blowing that a 2-hour chat could generate an AI that knows you so well. But it also makes you wonder.
About the ethical implication.
Yeah. Like, could these AI replicas be used to manipulate people or erode our privacy in ways we haven't even thought of yet?
Those are very real concerns. And to their credit, the researchers themselves have acknowledged the potential for misuse. It's uncharted territory.
Right. So how do we balance progress with responsibility? What safeguards do we need?
That's the million-dollar question. It's not just a technical challenge, it's a societal one. We need to have these conversations, figure out how to develop this technology ethically, and that involves everyone.
So for our listeners out there, we got to ask, if you had an AI replica, what would you have it do? Would you trust it to make decisions for you?
That's something to ponder. And maybe, in a future deep dive, we can delve even deeper into the ethical side of all this. Because this conversation, it's just getting started.